How's it going, everyone? This is Abe's Card Collection back with a Throwback Thursday video. A little while back I did a through the mail Throwback Thursday type of deal where I showed off some of the cards I've gotten through the mail from about 10 or 15 years ago when I first started TTMing. I thought for Thanksgiving though it would be a great idea to go through some of the photos that I got through the mail over the years. Now, I don't really do through the mail photos too much anymore. They take up quite a bit of space. The ones I'm showing you in this stack right here is just a small stack of the photos I've gotten over the years. I've gotten plenty from fifth starters and guys that kind of, were bullpen guys, stuff like that, and they really started taking up a lot of space and a lot of binders. So that's why I primarily do just cards now, since I've gotten back into it. But still thought it'd be fun to show off some of the pictures I got from probably 10 to 15 years ago, we'll say. I think that's when most of these are from, but enough of me talking. I think we should just take a look at these photos. Now, first one is Serena Williams. Try to get the glare off. See that signature there, really nice, but fantastic tennis player, probably the best female tennis player out there right now, and was back then too. That is return number 1. That was probably from 13 years ago. We have Mr. Herschel Walker with the UGA Dogs. Nice little college photo of him. So I don't really know if he really does TTM very much anymore, but about 15 or 16 years ago I think is when I got this, and he was pumping them out back then. So pretty great return. Next, we have a 2-4 here, guys. I don't know if these are auto-penned or not, but I got these years ago. Mr. John Travolta, the grease man himself. Sent those off to Hollywood. Well, I sent one off actually, and he sent the second one back, so sent one, got 2. Next, Mr. Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe I sent this right when he got hired. This might even be from one of his first preseason games, but yeah, he, from what I understand, is now he sends a pre-printed photo and doesn't sign your item at all. So I was really pumped to get this 12 years ago now. But Mike Tomlin, I'm a big Steelers fan, and he is one of the 3 coaches they've had since, I believe, 1969, which to me is just insane to think about, considering some teams go through a coach, it seems like every year, every 2 years. I'm thinking of the Cleveland Browns, but there's also plenty others out there. Moving on, we've got, this is a fantastic return. This was Bobby Thompson. I think he was a 3-time All-Star, but he hit infamous "The Shot Heard Around the World" in 1951 off of Ralph Branca. Love that he inscribed it with the date and just that, and just fantastic. Next, we have a baseball Hall of Famer, Mr. Duke Snider. I showed off, I got at least 2, this is probably, I had 3 returns from him. I think I had 2 cards and then this photo, and it was on 3 separate occasions. So great TTM signer. He signed it pretty late in life. As you can see, the signature is a little scribbly, but still fantastic to get. Really love these old Brooklyn Dodger uniforms. Speaking of female tennis players, Miss Maria Sharapova, I believe she is recently retired, but back when I got this signed, she was probably one of the top. I think she was the #1 tennis player, female tennis player at the time. There was Serena Williams. Ah, yeah. Gil Sayers. I think this one I actually paid $20 for through the mail. I think I sent him a letter and he sent back with a price list, and I was like, sure. I didn't really pay for anything through the mail back then, but really thought this would I thought this was totally worth it. He of course passed away earlier this year, the Kansas Comet, but fantastic college football player, fantastic NFL football player, even though he only played 5 or 6 years. Really happy I was able to get this one. And this actually reminded me of another one that I do not have in this stack. So bear with me for about 10 seconds, guys. I completely forgot about this one over on the shelf. Sam Huff. This is his college Hall of Fame year. This is when he was at West Virginia University. Absolutely love this picture of Old Mountaineer Field, and just love that I was able to get this. What spurred me to remember this is it was in a completely separate pile elsewhere, but I did pay for this one as well. I don't remember what I paid, but it wasn't very much. And to get Sam Huff, I believe he's a pretty tough signer, so I got this probably 15 or so years ago, but love to add it. He of course went on to the NFL Hall of Fame, played for the Giants and the Washington football team, or the Redskins back then. Next one is from Al Rosen, 1953 AL MVP. Again, really love these old uniforms. This one for the Cleveland Indians. Thought it would be great to add to the MVP collection. Get that signature out of the glare. I believe he signed this just a year or so before he passed on. Another Steelers return. See if we can get that signature in there. Mr. Dan Rooney, ambassador to Ireland. Super Bowl champion of the famous Rooney family, holding up the Lombardi from Super Bowl XL. I was super happy to get this return back. Kind of felt bad I sent him this picture. It's dark everywhere except for right here, so he had to sign right there, but still looks great. True ambassador to the game and ambassador in real life to Ireland before he passed on. Next return, another Steeler. This one has an interesting story. I almost didn't put this in the pile because I have a PSA rejection letter. I sent this to Roethlisberger probably in 06, right after they won the Super Bowl. I remember picking this picture up pretty quickly after and then sending it off the next season. See if you can get that signature in there. It looks spot on to signatures that I've seen him sign in person, and I think I mentioned this on the last video, but I have seen Roethlisberger sign stuff and then take it over to PSA and then reject it. So I don't know if they really like his signature. I'm 50-50 on if this is real or if it was ghost signed. And the 50% of me says I've seen him sign before, and when I've seen him sign, he signs just like this. And then I've also seen him sign stuff and then PSA reject it. So I don't know. I keep it in the binder instead of getting it framed, but maybe I'll send it off to JSA and see what they think. Dirk Nowitzki. Loved watching him play for the Mavericks. Probably one of my favorite episodes of Austin Kutcher's Punk'd from MTV back in the day was him. And a little kid asked him to sign a bunch of autographs, including like a LeBron James uniform. But he is a great TTM guy. Mike Messina. This was signed long before he was in the Hall of Fame. I think he signed this back in... He was with the Yankees, I remember that, and I felt weird sending him an Orioles uniform, but back in the day I was an Orioles fan, so this had to have been around 07 or 08, but really happy to have it. His signature really hasn't changed much over the years, and recently I got a card signed back from him with this Hall of Fame 19 inscription, but love this picture. That was back when he was free. Now he charges $10. Another Steelers coach, Hall of Famer Dick LeBeau, Hall of Fame 2010. I believe he's a pretty good TTM guy. But I got this signed 9 or 10 years ago when he was still coaching for the Steelers. Continuing the NFL Hall of Fame trend, we have Mr. Steve Largent. From what I've read is he was a fantastic TTMer and then kind of slowed down, or has slowed down recently. I don't know if he's picked it up at all since COVID, but I'm thinking about trying to send him a card or something, but really like this photo. Another tennis player. Wasn't sure if I should include this in the video if it was worthy or not, but figured I had a couple other tennis players in here, so why not include Kournikova. I think she's better known off the court than on the court, but figure you guys might like that one. Here's another Hall of Famer from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Mr. Ralph Keiner. He signed this. I think he was a pretty good signer back in the day. Signed this probably 2 or 3 years before he passed on. Love having this in the collection, though. He hit a ton of home runs in the early 1950s for the Pirates. Another basketball one, another great TTMer, Jason Kidd. I believe he's coaching in Brooklyn now. Here's another Hall of Famer, Mr. Monty Irvin. Again, I love these old uniforms. The New York Giants here. Fantastic outfielder. I think he was elected in the Hall of Fame in the 70s. I want to say 73. Another Hall of Famer, Bobby Doerr. TTM legend. Put the Hall of Fame 86 inscription on here. Getting to the end here, guys, but here's Johnny Damon. I doubt he'll make the Hall of Fame. I think he has had 27 and almost 2,800 career hits, but I just include this because I was shocked when I got this back. I sent it to the Yankees and had no expectations of getting it back, and did. I really wish I would have sent him a Red Sox photo, because I think that's what he'll be most remembered for, is his time winning the World Series and breaking the curse there. But thought I'd include this just because I never expected to get this back from Johnny Damon. Another Pittsburgh Steeler coach, Bill Cowher. I got this back in 06, I believe, right after they won the Super Bowl. Love that he signed it in silver on the black. I was going to get his autograph at a signing in March or in April before COVID hit, and then that shut the show down. But he was charging $150, so really happy to have this now in my collection and not having to pay the $150. I was going to get him to sign a mini helmet, so I guess I would have had it anyways. But still, love this signature. Getting to the end here, guys. I think these are the last 4. Mr. Drew Brees. I believe a lot of people have gotten him over the years, but really happy to add this one. I think I got this around 07 or so. Trying to fit in the screen. This is one of my favorite ones. Chuck Bednarik, excuse me. Hall of Fame 67. I love that he signed this photo in the Eagles green. I'm trying to get it out of the glare. He also wrote down here, "Sorry, Frank." This was a very infamous play where he just absolutely destroyed Frank Gifford for the New York Giants. Doing his little celebration here. He was a two-way player, though, back then. Offensive line, defensive line. Just love getting this one. I actually had it in a stack. As you can see, there's no certification on it. I was going to get this one sent off to PSA and get it framed up, because I love this picture. I love the black and white. I love the eagle green. I love the inscription. I love everything about this picture. It's one of my favorite pictures I've gotten through the mail. If you can't tell how much I've been talking about it. Alright, 2 more, guys, and I did pay for these last 2. Max Scherzer, after throwing his first no-hitter, the Nationals, in 2018. He threw 2 that season. This ended up sending me back $75. He used to sign for charity, for $75. He doesn't do it anymore, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd send him probably another. But really love this picture. I personally collect Max Scherzer. I've got a ton of his autograph cards from Topps products and Panini products, and I really don't like Panini for baseball, so that shows how much I really like Max Scherzer. But yeah, love this picture. It's the most I've ever paid on a TTM photo or card. And the last one has this nice certificate of authenticity. You may have seen this before, Detroit Tigers Foundation. They don't really do it anymore, but Miguel Cabrera. This was $20 from, he's definitely a future Hall of Famer, if not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, the guy won a Triple Crown, multiple MVPs, just fantastic right-handed hitter. And he's still kind of cruising along, losing some power, but still able to hit a little bit. and I think he'll have a couple more years, and then 5 more years, and he'll be in Cooperstown. But the Tigers Foundation used to do this, where you could sign through. You put a donation in, and the players will sign. I actually got Andrew Miller when he was a top prospect for the Tigers as well, around the same time I got this one. But my understanding is now they either don't do it anymore or it's lottery based. So I believe Miguel Cabrera is getting just overwhelmed with requests, and now they basically send in a donation and you may or may not get it based on a lottery. But those are my favorite photos. Let's put one back up here. Let's put the banana up. Yeah. So these have been my favorite photos I've gotten through the mail. As I said, I don't really send photos out anymore. It's very rare, just because they take up so much space. They cost 3 to 4 times more to send, and it's just, and then the photos themselves cost $5 to $10 each. So the cost adds up a little bit more. They're harder to store, but I was really big into sending photos. I think I used to send a couple out a week. Had really good success rates on them. I think that's just because guys would see the bigger envelopes and they gravitate towards them. But thank you for watching, everyone. Sorry this is a little bit of a longer video, but I really wanted to show some of these TTM photos I've gotten. And I hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I know it's kind of weird this year with COVID, so I hope just everyone's still able to do something with their family and to enjoy themselves and have a nice day off. So thank you for watching, everyone. As always, I hope to see you all in future videos, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed looking at these pictures and looking at these with you all. So thank you all. Have a good one. Goodbye.